What's up guys, it's me Caitlin from CCO Tech and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be going over 10 VS Code Mac shortcuts to help you code faster. I know they've helped me a bunch in my coding journey, so I hope that these are really helpful. Without further ado, let's get started. First, we gotta start with the basics. The most basic one that you'll be using religiously is Command S. This is super helpful because it allows you to save your projects. If your project's not saved, you won't be able to run it, so it's very essential. The next one we have is Command B, and essentially that toggles the sidebar, so it allows you to have access to all your files. A lot of times when I'm mainly coding, I don't have my sidebar open, so that quick toggle option is very useful if there's something that I need to look at in a different file. Moving on to navigation and formatting. Super useful one, especially if you have really large programs, is Command, and then on the arrow keys, you can either press up or down to reach the top of your code, the very first line, or the bottom of your code, the very last line. And then let's say you're in a specific line, you're in the middle of the line. If you press Command and then the left or right arrow, then it allows you to either go to the beginning of that line or the end of that line. Another helpful formatting one is if you select a group of code and you press Tab, it'll just indent the whole block instead of you having to go line by line and pressing Tab. So let's say everything's formatted correctly, but then you added, let's say, an if statement. So now everything in that if statement needs to go over one more. So you just select it all, press Tab, and you're good. And if you want to outdent, let's say you want to move something back, you would just press Shift and then Tab. So you can kind of interact with those two a lot, depending on what you add or remove from your code. However, let's say you want to format your whole entire code. What you would do is press Shift, Option, and F, and that will format the entire page. All your code will get formatted, so if things are messed up here and there, it'll all get fixed with that command. And this is super helpful, especially when you're coding in Python or any other language that indents really matter in. And then lastly, a little quick tip, let's say you have a block of code that you want to comment out, and you don't want to use the standard block comment syntax. You can simply highlight that block of text, press Command and then slash, and it'll just single line comment everything. And then let's say you want to remove those comments, you can highlight that text again, Command slash, and it just removes the comments. It's really easy. And next we got to get into the multi-cursor lifesavers. With a lot of code, having more than one cursor active at one time is very crucial sometimes. First step, how do we add multiple cursors? What you want to do is press Option, and then you can click any line, and wherever you click, a cursor will appear. And then of course, let's say you're done using your different cursors. If you press Escape, it'll go back to the original cursor, and you'll only have one. Now let's say you want to add a cursor to adjacent lines. What you want to do is press Command, Option, and then the up or down arrow keys, and it'll add a cursor in each line above or below the line, depending on if you press up or down. Another super duper helpful one is if you press Command, Shift, L. This pretty much adds a cursor to every instance of the word you have selected. So it's super helpful if you want to change your variable names or any duplicate word that just needs to be changed in multiple places. You can also do this one by pressing Command D. So it'll go to the first one, and then you press Command D, then it'll select that second one and it'll do it one by one. So if you don't want to select every instance of it in your text or in your code, then you can at least do it one by one, which is still very helpful. And then lastly, something I find really helpful is if you press Shift, Option, and then the up and down arrow keys. Pretty much that duplicates the line of code that your cursor is originally on, and it'll either do it to where when you duplicate the code, the cursor will follow each duplicate down, or it'll stay on the original line and simply just duplicate it down from there. So depending on what you want to do with your code, one or the other might be more helpful, but when you press the down arrow, that's where the cursor follows down. And then when you press the up arrow, the code duplicates down, but the cursor stays at the original line. I really hope this video was really helpful for beginner coders, intermediate coders, or anyone who just didn't know about some of these tips and tricks. I've started to use these keyboard shortcuts a lot more, and it's just allowed me to code a lot more efficiently. So I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.